Hi there, and welcome to this week's Faces of the Jewellery Quarter, and we're here with Sam at Vanguard. How you doing, Sam?
Hi there, nice to meet you.
And Vanguard, we're based on Frederick Street, above 1,000 trades.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? So if you come into the 1,000 trades, come through the curtains, on your left-hand side.
First door on the left and then up to the top.
Up the stairs, and you find this on the top floor, which is quite a cool place. You've opened up...
We opened up in the first week of February now, so we're almost 2 months old.
Yeah, and you've redone this place completely, pretty much.
Yeah, it was a shell of a building when we got in there. Almost, I think over 100 years old actually now.
Really?
The room, yeah. It's so it needed a lot of work. It hasn't been used in a very long time, so.
It's still fairly stripped back. I see you've done a lot of work on the brickwork and that kind of thing. Kept things fairly simple.
Yeah, but, we wanted to keep the rustic nature of it because it's such a. When I first saw it, I just thought, wow, this is beautiful, and we wanted to keep that, but also add in the modern touches of, a modern day cocktail bar.
Yeah, but you got some nice features still. You got the bars that are going across as these are the original bars, aren't they?
Yeah, so we kept all the original bits we could. We kept.
Yeah.
If it didn't fall apart, we kept it.
Yeah, but they're not for swinging on, by the way. There's no pull-ups, swinging around like monkeys on here. Okay, they're fragile, so it's a listed building, so don't do that. But obviously you're a cocktail bar, above 1,000 trades, specialising in cocktails and what have you. And you've got a lot of. How long have you been in the cocktail business?
Almost 10 years now. Coming up to 10 years.
10 years, and you've been working Birmingham, but also Newcastle, I know.
Yeah, so I've done works in Birmingham. I moved to Newcastle for university and did a lot there. I've done some consultancies in the Isle of Man and London and around.
Yeah, and a little bit of a tweak of your bar is that you also do a range of mead drinks.
Yeah,
right?
So when we set up the bar, we wanted to not only do a cocktail bar, but we wanted to bring a new kind of interesting point to a cocktail bar. So we wanted to do something no one's done before, and one of my favourite beverages is mead. Most people have never had mead, or if they have had it, it's on holiday or their nans give them, and I wanted to kind of show people what it is and kind of give a new light onto it. Same way that the gin and tonic got given its new light about 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that with something that's been around. So mead is the first ever alcoholic beverage. It's essentially made the same way that...
first ever alcoholic beverage?
Yeah, so it predates everything. To make alcohol you need sugar. And the Chinese, the Egyptians and the Vikings and things like that, they were far more advanced through a lot of their times. The Chinese were the people that realised that you can make alcohol from honey. So honey being most places in the world, sugarcane only grows in tropical climates, so they figured out how to make alcohol from honey. So that's essentially what it is. It's a fermented beverage, but it's not like specific to it's like wine or it's like beer. There's quite a big crossover, and there's loads of different styles, so we're trying to show people the interesting ones. So when I say come and try a mead, I always say if you're going to try one, try two, because they're so different.
Right. So you've got a wide variety of types of mead. We've
got 15 at the moment, and we're probably going to grow that up to about 25. But I'm very cautious in the ones that I pick. I make sure that every single one is made very well and is a very good style for what it is. So we don't just take on as many as we can. Everything's hand selected by myself.
So if this was the first alcohol ever produced, why is it not really sort of like mass produced today then?
I think it kind of died out of fashion. It's come back into fashion and then gone out and then come back in over the years. And at the moment it's out of fashion. Whereas 200 years ago it was in fashion. So it's just a circle of life that it goes on. But it's slowly now, thanks to things like Game of Thrones and Vikings TV shows, people are hearing about it again, and it's becoming more and more predominant in our kind of on the media and in our everyday life. So. There are a lot of people, producers popping up who are doing really new, interesting things with the category, because now we understand how to make it. People then are making it interesting and playing with it.
Okay. And I understand that it's kind of has some sort of reasoning for the name Vanguard. Could you explain that just briefly?
Yeah.
How you came up with the name Vanguard?
Most people have heard of Vanguard in fantasy kind of films and books, and when they shout to the vanguard, and that means the vanguard is the point of a foremost advancing army, so it's the bit at the very front that's about to storm a castle or whatever they're doing. But it also means, in modern terms, the people at the front of a new movement, and for us that's mead. We're trying to bring it back into the modern world. We're trying to show people what it's all about. And so yeah, that's kind of where the idea for the name came along. We had many really bad names to choose from as well, so we kind of settled on that one.
That's a pretty good one if you ask me. So okay, so now we know why you call Vanguard, and I suppose the mead is, people might see it as a bit of a novelty thing at the moment. I mean, obviously, I presume most of what you serve is cocktails. Is that right at the moment?
Yeah, so cocktails first and foremost. We have put mead into some of the drinks where it kind of makes sense and it's relevant, but it's not just mead cocktails.
Yeah, okay. So this is a nice novelty. People might come in and try it and then realise they love it, and then they'll keep coming back, hopefully, and then mead will be as popular as cider, who knows. So I'm lucky enough to get a chance to try one of these. Gosnells?
Yeah.
London mead?
So this is set up by a guy called Tom Gosnell. They're based in London in Elephant and Castle, just south of South London. So this one's really good because it's simple ingredients. It's water, yeast, honey. That's it. Really simply made. There's no additives, no preservatives, nothing. It's non-filtered, so there's a lot of flavour still in there. So
what's the hangover like on this?
It was surprisingly nice.
Is there such a thing?
So the reason I chose you to try this one is because I think it's quite a good introduction, because there's no flavour. So we've got some that are hopped meads, we've got spice meads, we've got rhubarb mead, we've got all sorts of like different varieties, whereas this one's quite a good introduction. So please have a sip and tell me what you think. So the sparkling ones we serve in half pint measures, as you see. But yeah, I find it's quite introductory, it's quite light, should be a bit cidery. I kind of get a little bit of natural yoghurt and honey, that kind of Greek yoghurt feel.
That's nice. Mike, taste this. That is really nice.
But how do you find it as your first? What did you expect versus what you've had? So I think there's a lot of people going to think they know what they're going to get.
I think it's much more sort of delicate and sophisticated than I thought it would be.
Yeah. When
I think just like, honey booze, I just think it's going to be sweet, kind of flat.
Yeah,
stuff. But this is it's quite light but subtly sweet, and I'm getting fragrances of I'm taking it too far now. But no, that is absolutely delicious.
Yeah,
and you could drink that all day long. I'm not going to, but
I think you hit the nail on the head with people expect it to be sweet because it's honey, but when you ferment it, you take a lot of the sugar out of the honey. So what you're left with is the nuances of the flavours in the honey. So for instance, you can have one made from orange blossom honey. It's going to taste completely different to one with manuka or lavender honey or anything like that. So they're all, the honey base is really interesting. It gets really geeky and you can really get into it if you want.
It's a completely different scent to everything else as well. It doesn't smell, I mean, you get a lot of sort of flavoured fruit ciders and all the rest of it, but this is definitely distinctively mead, isn't it?
I think if you were going to put it, it's kind of halfway between a beer and a cider, probably more towards the cidery side because it's lighter and fresher. But we have some that, again, like I said, we've got two hopped ones. One of them uses 3 types of hop, predominantly mosaic, and that's more towards ale. So if an ale drinker came in, that's what we recommend. Then we've got ones that use citra hop with seawater, lemon peel and tarragon, and that one's really complex and interesting and more nuance to it. And
I'm impressed. I'm sold. Okay, so we're going to round it up now. When are you open?
So we're open Wednesday to Saturday from 4 o'clock. Saturdays we open at 1.
Yep.
And you can find us on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're also on our website, is vanguardbar.co.uk.
Beautiful. And it's not sort of taking booking, you just turn up, rock up?
Yeah, you can turn up. We have you are available to reserve. You are able to reserve online. It's not a necessity, but we are getting busier and busier by the day. Yeah,
no, that's cool. And last thing, I like the. Is this a particular sort of bar outfit that you normally wear?
Yeah, this is made by a very, very good friend's sister who designed it for me.
Oh, that's going to last you a while, I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And I've got to mention this because I was talking to Sam earlier on. Originally, you weren't going to be a barman, were you?
No, I wasn't at all. My original career path was going to be in dance. I was going to be a professional dancer.
And that's what you went to university and did?
That's what I did in university, and then I decided that cocktails was funner.
Fair play. Booze won over in the end. So, Sam, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much
for this.
Coming.
And please do come down and see Vanguard, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much.